Good day, folks, and welcome back. Man, Puddin' would really like it here. He could take care of these birds. Well, maybe he wouldn't like it. I don't know. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Puddin's Fab Shop. He's a heavily tattooed young man with a slightly exaggerated southern accent that does will it run type videos and that sort of thing. And he's pretty entertaining. He also happens to hate birds that interrupt his videos. And well, they're actually pretty quiet today. They're not as bad as sometimes. But anyhow, hopefully you're going to ignore the birds and listen to what I got to say. But unfortunately, I got some bad news for you today. Pretty bad news. You can't fix your horse. Well, okay, it's not as simple as that. So hear me out. Please watch the entire video and hear what I got to say, because, well, it's not quite as simple as that. But when you got a problem, it's not about the horse, it's about you. You can't fix your horse, you have to fix you. Now, I have said previously, I think I was quoting somebody else, I don't know who actually, when they said that if you want to fix the horse, you got to fix you. And that's true as could be. And you know, I've talked about how good horsemanship is a mentality, not a method. I'll get to that because there's a connection here. All this stuff goes together, you know. I also said in another video that, you know, improving your horsemanship is as much a journey of self-improvement as it is about training horses, because improving your horsemanship is about improving who you are and how you do things, how you relate to the horse, how you perceive the horse, all this stuff. It's not as much about the horse as it is about you. I was talking to somebody one day not long ago, and I was describing how I would deal with a certain problem, and they kind of looked at me with this kind of a stunned look. Wow, that's like psychology. Well, yeah, largely it is. Now, I'm not a psychologist, although I did take a course in psychology once. I don't have any degrees in it or anything like that. It's not my thing. I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, counselor, or therapist, or any of that stuff. But, well, let's connect it back to a video I did a while back. I said, you know, train the mind, not the body. And that's where the psychology comes in, because pretty much everything you're doing with the horse is connected to the mind, not the body. At least good horsemanship is, in my opinion. Generally, if you try training the body, bad things happen. If you want to hear more about that and my opinion on that, I'll go ahead and go back and find that video. It's a couple years old now. It's titled Train the Mind, Not the Body, I believe. And I explained the difference between the two and how it works. And, well, and I've, you know, recently been listening to a lot of podcasts and reading articles and stuff that, you know, a very, very good horseman. You know, people that if I mentioned the names, you'd know who I'm talking about. At least a lot of you would. At least anybody that's been around for any length of time. Very predominant people in the industry. You know, they do clinics worldwide, things like that. You know, they're not just known locally. And every one of them is on some kind of a journey of self-improvement. It's not about the horse. It's about them and making them better, which in turn makes them a better horseman. And that's primarily what good horsemanship is about. And I'll have to say, I got one little horse that was given to me many years ago, and she has probably done more for my horsemanship than anything else, anybody or anything. That little horse taught me so much, because I had to do things so very differently with her to make them work, that I basically had to learn and develop an entirely new type of horsemanship, and I had to become a different person. That little horse is largely responsible for the person I have become. And I couldn't have become the horseman I am without becoming the person I am. because your horsemanship and your character go very closely together. How you treat and train the horse, the type of methods you use, and everything else are all determined by who you are and what you've been through in life, and everything that you have ever dealt with in life is something that, well, everybody's got their own journey. Some it's not much of a journey at all. They're pretty much there already, and they have all the potential to be a very good horseman. But for a lot of people, you might have to deal with past traumas and work on becoming a little bit better version of you in order to become a better horse person, so that you can train your horse better. And so that's why I keep saying that horse, well, that's all mentality. That's all psychology. It's all mentality. It's not methods and techniques, and it's not even about the horse. It's about you. But that's what makes you a better horseman, or horse lady, horse person, well, whatever the politically correct nonsense is these days. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Fact is, it's about you, not the horse. And if you actually dig into it a little bit, in some of the stories I've heard about some of the really, really good horsemen, they've had some of them have, actually quite a few of them have had some real messed up pasts that they've had to deal with. They've got personal issues and personal struggles that they got to work on. Guys that do clinics, some of them actually used to struggle with doing public speaking. I mean, even myself, I get rather uncomfortable in front of crowds. I understand that stuff. I have done it. I can do it if I have to. I don't like it, but it's one of those many things that, depending on what you're doing, you've got to adjust yourself accordingly. And when it comes to horsemanship, there's a lot of things you've got to adjust. The horse once asked me, once I learned how to be really sympathetic and empathetic and patient and tolerant and accepting and all this stuff with her, she looked at me and said, "Why can't you be like that with humans?" Okay, she didn't exactly say that, but I kind of imagined her saying that to me, because it kind of hit me between the eyes that what I had become and what I had developed in order to be a better horseman made me a better person. And like I said, that little horse is largely responsible for who I am today. So can't fix your horse. Go fix you. Worry about you. And everybody's journey is a little different. Some people might have to go to some therapists and get some hardcore help. Some people might just have to tweak who they are just a tiny bit. It's that journey is different for absolutely everyone. But in the end, it's what you need to do to be a better horseman. You got to be a better you. So don't try fixing the horse until you fix you. Have a good day.